If you've been gardening for a while, you know the smell of healthy soil. It's earthy, warm, almost sweet. It carries life, a scent that tells you the ground beneath your feet is awake. But if you've ever dealt with dead, sour, compacted, or lifeless soil, you also know the other smell. Flat, dusty, or swampy. Soil that's crying out for help. There was a moment in my garden when the soil didn't smell alive anymore. It grew plants, yes, but everything felt tired. Dull leaves, slow growth, and vegetables that just didn't have that flavor. I knew something deeper was missing, so I started experimenting, digging, literally, for answers, and that's when I discovered the mud mix. This wasn't something I learned in a book or video, it was something I felt into the soil, and when I got it right, the soil smell returned, the worms came back, the plants woke up, and the garden felt alive again. Today, I'm sharing that exact method with you. You know, what the soil was trying to tell me is that soil doesn't just need nutrients, it needs communities. Microbes, fungi, and bacteria are, honestly, the real architects of healthy ground. They create that sponge-like texture that roots just love. They cycle nutrients, they build structure, and they literally hold the soil together. When soil loses these microscopic workers, it becomes either dusty and dry, heavy and compacted, slimy and anaerobic, or just dead. That was where I was, so I asked myself, what do microbes actually need to thrive? And, well, the answer was simple: moisture, organic carbon, minerals, and living inoculants. And that became the base of my mud mix. The mud mix formula. The mud mix is not something you buy, it's something you build. It's literally a living brew that resurrects your soil. Here's what goes in: clay or subsoil, yes, clay, for minerals and structure, compost, for microbial inoculation, a handful of garden soil to introduce native life, a bit of wood ash or crushed charcoal just to add carbon and trace minerals, and, finally, water, the key that wakes everything up. This creates a thick, sticky, mud-like paste. What surprised me most was that clay, the thing most gardeners fear, was actually the secret ingredient. Clay isn't the enemy. Dead clay is. Clay is full of minerals, but it needs organic matter and microbes to unlock them. By mixing clay and compost together, I recreated the environment where bacteria and fungi thrive. Suddenly, the soil was no longer just dirt, it was a living habitat. So, why does this all work? Well, the secret lies in the science beneath the mud. Healthy soil, you see, is built from these things called aggregates, tiny little crumbs of soil that actually balance water, air, and nutrients just right. Microorganisms are the real heroes here. They create these aggregates by making natural glues and weaving webs that hold everything together. Clay provides the mineral base, while compost brings the food and, the microbe seed stock that soil life needs. It's really that simple. Both are important for building a thriving soil community. The mud mix is basically like sending out an invitation that says, "Party at the root zone, everyone bring a friend," and honestly, that's exactly what you want happening underground. Microbes move in, fungi colonize, worms follow the fungi, aeration increases, structure forms. And then, the magic, the smell returns. That smell is geosmin, a compound produced by soil bacteria when the ecosystem is thriving. It's the fragrance of life. How I apply the mud mix in my garden. This part is simple, no special tools, no expensive equipment. So, I take the mud mix and, I just smear it right onto the soil surface, especially around the crops and beds I really want to revive. I don't dig it in. I don't till. I just leave it there, kind of like a healing salve. As it dries, rain and watering slowly wash it into the soil, seeding the layers below with microbial life and, a good organic mineral balance. If I'm planting something new, I dip the roots directly into the mud mix. This gives the roots a microbial coating, like giving them allies before sending them into battle. And the results? The first thing I noticed was worm trails. Then, the soil became crumbly. Then, water stopped running off and started sinking in. And plants. Oh, the plants. Their leaves got brighter, stems sturdier, and growth confident. So, what's happening beneath the surface? Roots are not just anchors, they're actually negotiators. They communicate with microbes using sugars and signals, which is, honestly, pretty amazing when you think about it. When you give soil a living foundation, roots begin trading with microbes again. This leads to better nutrient uptake, faster growth, stronger resistance to drought, and yeah, even improved flavor and aroma in your crops. Your soil becomes self-sustaining instead of dependent on store-bought fertilizers. This is what I mean when I say the soil smelled alive again. It wasn't just rich, it was awake. This is not just a technique, it's a relationship. Your soil is a living community. If we treat it like dirt, it dies. But you know, if we feed it, protect it, and listen to it, it responds. And that's the message behind Soilsage Chronicles. We don't just garden, we build ecosystems. This mud mix isn't about perfection, it's about reconnecting with the ground, it's about trusting simplicity, it's about noticing when your soil whispers. Yes, whispers. Healthy soil has presence, it has voice, it has identity. And once you learn to read it, you can grow anything. Try it, smell your soil, feel the change. This is your invitation to bring your soil back to life. Okay, so go outside, scoop a handful of your soil, and take a moment to smell it. Then, ask it what it needs. If it smells dead or empty, well, the mud mix may be the medicine it is asking for. Your garden doesn't need more products, it needs more life. Let's continue this journey together. If this spoke to you, if you felt it, then you're already part of the Soilsage family. I share these discoveries not as an expert looking down, but as a gardener walking the path with you. Everything I teach I've tested in real beds, with real failures, real lessons, and real triumphs. Subscribe to Soilsage Chronicles on YouTube. Share this with someone who gardens. Bring one more garden back to life. Because when we heal soil, we heal food, we heal ourselves, we heal the land. See you in the next episode, Sage of the Soil.